Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, ConcisetheBarber. We are back. We're live, Sunday Night Live. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but hey, look, I think this is a really, really good time for us to dive in to what's really going on out there, man. And I have a dope live for y'all tonight because honestly, if we had to be honest, I feel like this is something that we all need. So before we get into anything, y'all, everybody just shout out where you from, where you coming in at. I know some of y'all might be watching the All-Star game. I mean, respectfully, it used to be great. I don't know what they're doing anymore, but anyway, shout out where y'all from. I didn't tell y'all I have a guest tonight, but we do have a guest tonight. We will be talking about a few things that I definitely feel like it will be helpful for just the hair industry as a whole. This is something that I really feel like we all need to take in. Honestly, if you have pen and paper, I would get that. Go ahead and grab that, get that with you, because like I said, I have a few things I would like to talk about. That's serious. You know what I mean? I know I like to talk about products and clippers and trimmers and all that jazz, but when it comes to us having a business, us being barbers, being about, our families, just thinking about our futures, I honestly think that this is something that is very important for us. So y'all continue to stay tuned in. Micah, what's going on? Concise in the building. I forgot about the All-Star game. Right. Yeah, it's crazy, you know what I mean? But somehow I still remember. But yeah, the shout out where y'all from. Shout out where y'all from. Let us know where you're tuning in at. And we're gonna get right into this, man, because something that's been weighing on my heart for some time, and I'm kind of glad that me in this person that we connected, and you know, soon, very soon, that me and we'll be doing our own business together. Me signing up for some stuff, but I really feel like y'all need to hear what this young man has to say. But not only that, man, like really take some reflection internally on where you are and where you're trying to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get to the next slide. Daz, what's going on? Amelia, Virginia, VA in the building. Daniel, what's up? Everyone, how's everyone doing? KC, MO Barber here. Love your content. Fade Away Barber, I appreciate you, Dre. Queens, New York. We got Queens in the building. LA. Shout out to LA. Naptown. Naptown. I ain't never heard of Naptown. That sounds dope though. Trenton. We got Trenton in the building. All right, cool. Yo, we got everybody a little bit from everywhere. You know what I mean? That's what's up. So look, I'm gonna ask y'all a question with the next slide. And I'm asking y'all this. And I'm curious what your answer is. And the main reason why I'm asking y'all, who do you look up to, is that is definitely going to help us get right into where we need to be. Because I really feel like if we don't know this answer and why, you know what I mean, why we look up to these people, whoever it is, um, I think it's kind of hard to really see exactly where we're trying to go. So if y'all can just, hop in the comments, let me know, who do you look up to? It doesn't matter if it's somebody that's famous, somebody right down the street. It don't matter if it's, your uncle, pops, whoever. Like, who is it? I'm OG. I got my coffee. I apologize. My man said, "Where in Virginia?" There's. Why you trying to find out where people at, bro? Why you trying to find out where they at? But now, who do y'all look up to? This is going to be an interactive live, y'all. I'm just going to let y'all know. And then after this question, I'm gonna have my guests come in. What's going on, Aaron? So nobody. So nobody. Y'all want me to go first? I always feel like I always gotta go first. Why I feel like I'm at Bible study? Like, why nobody want to pray or say the scripture? But nah, okay. All right. So all right. Thank you, Micah. Thank you. I look up to my pastor. When I was younger, it was a mix of my dad, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Yo, Mike, I'm not even mad at you, man. That's not a bad lineup. That's not a bad lineup. But looking up to your pastor is definitely respectable. Definitely your pops. Stone Cold, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was just funny because I was just talking to my family about how it was back in the day, and like Stone Cold, of course. I don't want to say too much, but he was that dude, beer cans, smash. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it. But nah, yeah, that's what's up. He said, the Lord, my mother. That's what's up. I look up to myself, Des. I knew you was gonna say that, Des. I knew you was gonna say that. You, brother, you, the Lord. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get my guest on, and the main reason why I'm asking y'all this because a lot of times in life, I don't know if we ever really think about like who are we following after, who are we looking up to, who are we uh doing life with, or who's helping us guide life. We have a business, and who's helping us guide our business. And a lot of times I feel like we jump into stuff and it's like, oh snap, I don't know what I'm doing. And now we looking left to right trying to figure out some things. And it's like, well, wait, the person that I look up to, how can they help? How can they help me? So what I want y'all to really think about is, if you have somebody that you look up to in your personal life, who do you have to look up to in your business, the life of business? Like, who in your entrepreneurship journey, who do you look up to? So I have somebody on here. We're going to talk about a few things um tonight, and I have a few slides, and we'll jump into them. But much respect to this man. I haven't spoke to him that much, but I really don't need to. Honestly, when you connect with somebody in spirit, you just connect with somebody in spirit, and you can just tell when somebody's authentic and genuine. This this man, not only is he a barber, a mentor, a little bit of everything, he has he has proof in everything that he has done, and it seems like he wants to help everybody out get to the next level. So tonight we are going to be talking about having a mentor. Mentorship is very, very needed in every industry, especially this industry where there's a lot of barbers, let's be honest, that thinks that since they cut nice, that that's all they need, and then they're going to go ahead and open up a shop, and then a year and a half later, you really don't hear about that shop that no more, and then they go into a suite, and then they do this and do, like, we need somebody to help us guide us in our business life. If we have somebody that guides us in our personal life, why would we think that we would not need somebody to guide us in our business life? So I'm gonna go ahead and allow Vinny to hop on. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and let him know, let him tell y'all a little bit about himself, and then we're gonna go through the power slides. All right, Vinny, what's going on, bro?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling, being an OG, sipping my coffee.
Yeah, yeah. I need a coffee. I couldn't use
You
one
need
right
one
about
too.
now too. Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I'm not trying to come on here and start drinking coffee. I think the gray hair says enough, but I
Got
do
you. I got
understand the value of coffee.
you. Yeah, right, right, right.
It's
So yo, let me
important.
ask you, Vinny, who did you look up to growing up?
Man, I was hearing you say that and ask that question. And it's funny because when I was a kid, my uncle was a my uncle Roy. He was a old school Mexican, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But man, he had a work ethic that was insane, man. And he helped you know, my grandmother, my grandfather, you know what I mean? And he was a hard worker, man, welder. And he traveled and man, I would just see the things that he would have and the trucks that he would have and the cool motorcycles or whatnot. And I was like, dang, what does he do? As a kid, I didn't
Mhm.
really understand it. But anyway, I looked up to him and I seen how even still to the day, he outlived his father, but my grandmother's still living, and he got them their house that they live in, and they all live together. Buys them the cars, pays for all the bills, everything still to the day, bro. Like from what it was back then, he's still doing it
Mhm.
now. And to see that consistency in his life,
Mhm.
and that is still doing what it's doing, it was something that I definitely looked up to a lot. And even still now, I look at him and I see what he's doing. And believe it or not, now he don't travel anymore, but now he's inside of a high school and actually teaching uh, um, welding classes to students now. So it's pretty cool how it went
Oh
full
wow, that's
circle.
dope.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it
Mhm.
was pretty dope. But yeah, my uncle, man, I would have to say my uncle growing up.
Now, how do you feel like that helped you in your business journey? Like,
It
or
helped me.
did you feel like, or did you feel like you needed somebody else to chime in on that side?
So it helped me understand what hard work can do, right? Just by seeing it. But then as I grew up, I didn't really we weren't really connected. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
we worked together for a little bit, and we traveled to Wyoming. I think when I was like 19, 20 years old, I was in Wyoming, and I was working with him. But fast forward, I was homeless. I was homeless before I even got into my business. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I went through this crazy journey in construction, working, worked for safety, worked with OSHA, building high rises, built the Trump Towers in Chicago, Tennessee Titans Stadium. We built hospitals, we built BP's headquarters. You name it, I had my hand in it, and
mm,
I was really good at it. And then I lost everything in 2009. I was homeless, and so going into business, I didn't really have an idea exactly what you were just saying. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
mhm.
have an idea of business, so I didn't really depend on him in business. All I had was a hard work ethic, and still
Mhm.
to the day, I mean, there's very few people that can outwork me. You know what I mean? And
Right,
it's
right.
and it's not bragging or anything. It's just that was in my nature. Just seeing the way that my dad worked, my uncles work, my everybody in our family, we're just hard workers. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so I didn't really have anything, to your point, when it came to mentorship and going into business. I just had a hard work ethic, man, and
Okay.
that's all I knew was work. And
Right.
I didn't know much anything else, to be honest with you.
Which is kind of interesting because my next slide, right? When I think about when do you know you're ready to actually get somebody like on your side? Like, okay, you know what? I'm noticing certain things about myself. What are those things, right? Because there's some people probably, even watching and going to listen to this, and they're like, you know what? Well, I'm not there yet. I'm not there to where I feel like I need this, right? Maybe they're just starting off fresh. So, this is some of the things that I really feel like once you get to this place, once you get to this place, this is where you really got to start checking yourself because if you do not, then these things will take you down the wrong path very, very fast. There's a lot of people out there that are just lone wolves, like on some real, like
Yeah,
they just stay to themselves because they don't want to be bothered, and they just stay stagnant. Honestly, they just stay the course, and it's just a straight line. Some people they jump into wrong crowds, and once you jump into the wrong crowd, then, hey, you ain't even got to be the person to do crimes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
As long as you in the area in the vicinity, you can get caught up real quick. Some of us as barbers, we could have started our journey in a barbershop, and that barbershop could have had bad habits. Once you start having bad habits and nobody's really checking you on your bad habits, guess what? They're going to continue to stay bad habits. Like there's nothing that's going to change. So what's going to happen is let's say you make yourself some money, you bringing those bad habits into your business. Now you done created a whole domino effect again of a business that has bad habits. Now you got a new barber that comes into your shop. Guess what you're going to teach them? Bad habits.
Bad
So
habits. Yep.
once we get to that place, we got to start realizing, like, you know what? I really need to check myself and really see when I'm going to apply somebody that can really help me and drive me. Also, accountability. I have to say, so for some reason, I'm an OG now. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm an OG, but a lot of people probably feel like some of the OGs they have become so comfortable just being where they're at and they're not trying to level up. Now, respectfully, I've seen a lot of old heads that probably could have had multiple barbershops. You know what I mean? There's many people they didn't cut and many people that they knew they could have connect with and all the information they really had. They could have did something with that really could have elevated the game in a way. Even as people that's not an OG and you've been in the game for like 5 to 6, 7, 8 years, you got comfortable. And honestly, now you're just stagnant. You just like the lone wolf. Now you're just stagnant, and now these are the same people that get so comfortable to the point like they're not even hungry anymore.
Mm,
They actually like they're barbers and they're depressed, and it's like, but how if we're supposed to be the ones that help uplift people? Actually, we have a ministry behind the chair to not give out clean fades, but to really make people feel better about themselves. So we ourselves have to be on point. So being in a place of comfortability, honestly, is not where you really want to be. So I think that if you have any of these attributes that's going on, you just be real with yourself. You might want to start transitioning into how you can get into a better position. Your thoughts?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree 100% with that. When I got to that point where in my business, immediately I started to see, okay, uh it's a big industry, but it's very small at the same time. You know what I mean? And when I was in the industry and opened up my business in 2017, I didn't have very many people that I can go to. Only because I mean, these four points are incredible. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with it. I felt like I was alone, right? And I knew I
Mhm,
didn't want to be alone. I knew the industry was too big. It was too much opportunity for me to feel the way that I'm feeling. Because of that, I caught myself just doing what everybody else was doing in the industry. I'm not going to make this about booth rent or commission, but the one thing that
mhm,
helped me really come to realization with that is I was just running business the way everybody else was, which was a booth rental mentality or a booth rental model, rather, you know. And so naturally, I seen barbershops and I started to see their bad habits. Not that I was any better. I didn't know anything about business, but I knew I didn't want to be the guy that had, laundering money in the shop. I knew I didn't want to be the guy that was,
right.
where they were smoking weed or just hanging out and it
Mhm,
was crazy music or, the bad habits of the culture, if you will, of barbering.
mhm,
And I knew that if I didn't get out of it, I was going to be very comfortable. And
mhm,
those 4 points is literally, you hit the nail on the head, what helped me seek out mentorship. You know what I'm saying? It's
mhm,
funny because um I was speaking at the church and they were asking me, and I'm not going to go too biblical on you, but we're very good at teaching people what to do. Okay, we're
mhm.
very good at coming on here and giving advice and giving counsel and giving wisdom and giving as old heads, if you will, and we're very good at helping teach everybody of what to do. But the reality is that a lot of us live in what not to do and what we are not doing, right? And
Mhm.
and and so what I did is I said, you know what, I'm going to flip the script. So instead of teaching what to do, I'm going to teach you what to continue not to do to not have what you want. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Right.
So
Now that
so
makes sense.
so instead, just keep relying on yourself, depend entirely on yourself and your own abilities, dismissing God's power. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing that, and then you'll remain comfortable.
Right.
Avoid relationships, right? Keep living in fear, allow anxiety and doubt to dominate your thoughts, ignoring God's promises of strength and courage. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For an example, avoid opportunities or challenges because you're afraid to fail. Just keep living like
Right.
that and you'll remain comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and I
Right.
have a
Right.
whole list of different things that I was just challenging the people, and then this is what I did is I said, you know what, I don't want to be comfortable, so I have to reach out. I don't want these families that are dependent on me to their children to have to go through the way I went through, to
Right.
remain or to possibly wind up homeless or to potentially lose their business or be strung out on drugs or if you're depending to come in here and make money, I want to be that person that says, hey, you know what? I'm screaming for help. I don't want to remain comfortable. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to have be the lone wolf. You know what I'm saying? I need
Uh-huh.
help. And that's whenever I said, you know what? I have to get mentorship. I have to, man. And here's the thing, right? Is that some people, business and ministry, as you were mentioning, they
Right.
coincide with each other. You can cut in any time, guy. I get going, bro, and I get
No,
really
no, no,
passionate
no. Do
about
your thing. Do
it.
your thing. I do this every
So,
Sunday. Do your thing.
so what we tend to do is business and ministry, they coincide with each other. They
Mhm.
really do. They go hand in hand. And the reality is though is that I have a pastor, and I said, Pastor, I need you to continue to teach me spiritually so I can sustain and maintain in my family and whatnot. But then I
Mhm.
went to a business mentor and I said, I need you to teach me business. And the thing that I don't do is I don't really tell my business mentor too much of the spiritual side that I'm getting, and I don't tell the spiritual side too much of the business side. because they do work hand in hand. But sometimes we rely solely on faith, that we think that God is just going to move and bless us. But the reality is, you still got to get your butt up and go to work. You know what I'm saying? You still got to
Right.
put in time. And yes, we do believe, and I am a believer of Jesus Christ first and foremost. Let me say that.
Mhm.
So I do believe in my faith and my walk with Jesus Christ. However, I do believe in common sense as well. I do
Right.
believe that you need to get up. You need to go pay the bills. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
We got to stop thinking that faith is lazy.
Yes, for sure.
Faith
For
isn't
sure.
lazy. Faith is
It's
actionable. It
it's
actually
an
it
action
makes you
word.
want to move.
Yes,
If anything, it makes you want to move in the way that God tells you to move.
absolutely.
And honestly, it makes you want to get out of the way and where He's moving.
That's it. That's it. For real. You know,
If we really was honest about ourselves, you know. But
yeah,
go
well,
ahead.
Pastor asked me one time, he said, Vinny, what can I help you pray for? And I had just opened up my second location. In 6 years, we opened up three locations. I wound up selling one. So now I only tell people that I got two, but we technically had three locations. But I told him, I said, Pastor, I want prayer. Watch this. I want prayer because I don't want to misrepresent who God is and what He is in my life. I don't want to look so stressed out that I look like, man, what God blessed me with has become a burden. I don't want to look so worried that I don't want to look like God is the author of confusion. I don't want to look like I'm so broke that they feel like, man, if this is the way God's blessings are, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? I want prayer.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
I said, I want prayer so I can be a great representation of the kingdom. And so
Amen.
with that, I said, I have to wake up and I have to do my due diligence. So in the morning, I wake up at 3 in the morning, right?
Mhm.
And at 3 in the morning, I get up, I spend time with the Lord, I pray, I worship, I read, and then we get ready for business. So when business starts for me at 6 a.m., I'm already 3 hours ahead. I already gave God my time. I'm giving him everything that I can with the allotted time that he's given me. But with that being said, when I get up, I'm doing my part physically. Like you said, faith is not lazy, right? So I'm getting up and doing my part. So this way I can not only show a great representation of the kingdom, but I also can be a great representation of the business. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
with that, when I sought mentorship, my mentor is John Mosley, popular nobody. I don't know if you guys
Right.
have heard of
I
him or
know.
not, but yeah,
Mhm.
John is that's big homie, man. And I went to John and I said, dude, I need some help. I genuinely need some help. And I said, this is what it is. This is where I'm at. What do you think? Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? What does that look like? And he was like, oh no, you're crazy. You are definitely crazy. He said, you're a crazy individual. He says, but it will work. It will work, Vin. And he said, just do this and do that. And I got it and I funneled it through my business, the VINNYS culture, if you will, VINNYS barbershop culture. And if you're watching, I encourage you guys, whatever you take from this, get it, funnel it through, and make it your own through your culture. You don't need little robots running around. We need you to be the best version of you. You understand what I mean? And so when we did that, that's whenever I really started to take off in my business and grow my business. And we went from 1 year in fast forward to 2019, I opened up the second location and I was making $200,000 a year. In 2020, COVID hit us. We got rolling. March, we got shut down because of COVID. We
Mhm.
came back in May here in Texas. And from May to December, bro, we hit $1 million. We grew $800,000 overnight, almost, literally.
That's
And
great.
it was insane. It was insane. And so I said, well, wait a minute, I did something wrong. I told my wife, don't touch the money. Leave it alone. We did something wrong. It was you know what I'm saying? It was one of
Yeah, I
those
got
things
you. I
where,
got you. Like, is that our account? Hold on.
yeah, is that us? Like it was too good to be true.
Wait about 5 days. See if they get returned.
I said, yo,
Wait
get
about
the
5 days.
CPA on the phone, bro. We got to figure this
Right.
out. Hey, but on the inside, shout out to Stone Cold, like you guys were talking. I had like the two beer cans and I was slamming them, and I was like, this is
Right.
awesome, bro. I was walking around like the rock. If you smell,
Right. Right.
you know.
Nah, that's real though. That's real.
but
You, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
so after that, man, we just kept growing. We just kept growing. So mentorship is very important. I know I ran off on a tangent, but
No,
mentorship is very important, bro.
yeah, it is. You said something so well, to me it's so profound because let's just be honest. As not to make this about men,
Sure.
but as men seeking out for help and telling somebody I need help seems like one of the hardest things that for some reason we have a problem with. As if once we tell somebody I need
Right.
help, it's like you speaking out like hey, I'm not a man and
Right.
I'm at this place where I have no identity, so I need you to help me to find that. Like, no, it's not that. A man saying I need help is a lot stronger than a man saying I don't need help. And I'll tell you that
Facts.
straight up. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So just the fact that you went to him and said, "Hey man, I really need your help." Like that's a real thing. And I feel
Yeah.
like, especially in this industry, uh, I feel like we need to encourage and teach men how to say, "I need help."
Yeah.
Like it's a healthy thing to do
It
because once you
really
know how
is.
to do that, then you will know how to help somebody else. Because if you become such of a I don't need nobody, and then you see this young man saying, "Hey, you think you can help me in this?" You're gonna say, "Well, I ain't had nobody help me." Listen, not everybody is you. You know what I mean? And not everybody wants to grow like you. It took you
Right.
5 years to get to that place. It only can take him a year. So, with help. So that's something I really want to make sure that people understand that help is healthy. Yeah.
The presentation of help is everything, right? How
Mhm.
we present help to people is everything. And
Right.
this is why every time I get a chance to do a show or to come on or to do whatever that case is, right? I always tell people that I'm here because I want to bring hope. If you can
Right.
bring hope, if you can find hope in something, then maybe, just maybe, that little bit of hope would help you reach out for help. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And so when I was homeless sleeping in my truck, man, I didn't have any help, and I didn't have felt like I had any hope. You know what I mean? And I was just waiting for somebody, like, man, can somebody help me? So when I became the lone wolf in my truck, pride is a killer, man. It's a silent killer.
Mhm.
It will
Mhm.
eat you up alive, man. And the reality is that I wanted help and I needed help, but I couldn't find anybody to help me. That was number one. Number two, my pride wouldn't allow me to say I need help. It just wouldn't allow me because of seeing, like I was saying earlier, my uncle with the work ethic and our background as Latino men. You know what I'm saying? We are some of the most stubborn men in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's men in general. But as
Mhm.
Latinos, we would rather work our butt off than ask for help. And when I was homeless, I said, I do not want to go through this again. I don't want to do
Right.
it. And so, hey, look, a closed mouth don't get fed, bro. And so whenever now that I have an opportunity to come and talk to some people or on the show or like yours, whatever the case may be, shout out to your show too. I thank you for having me on, bro.
I
This is
appreciate it.
incredible, man. Yeah. And so now when I come on here, my goal is just to bring hope. That's it. And maybe that little bit of hope will allow you to reach out for help. And then who knows, relationships can form. I mean, this is a perfect example. This is really the longest conversation you and I have ever had. And this is what our second conversation, really,
Right.
uh,
Right.
on an actual, like, phone. And this is my first time ever seeing you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, so this is proof, though. Like, let this be proof. If you're watching, let this be proof that, as two men that are saying, look, one wants to help, and one saying, hey, can you help some people on my side, and vice versa. This is what it's about, man. And so, if you're tuned in and you're watching, I really encourage you, man. Keep following this show and reach out to people if you need some help, man, because the world is dying. The world it's a dying world, and we need more people, and we need more men, especially men, to stand up and say, hey, you know what? We have a beautiful opportunity at business, and we
Mhm.
need some help with it. And that's what I try to do now, and that's my full-time ministry is behind that chair and trying to give hope to help people, man.
Amazing. Amazing. And like I said, man, this ain't you coming on here, man. It's just me. Of course, I'm definitely going to share my platform if it's somebody I know that's definitely going to add value. on some real. But I just appreciate you, coming up here. And once I found out, I mean, I knew about you. I
Really?
heard people saying Vinny, like from Will Stacks. Okay, Will Stacks went live one time and he said something about, Vinny, and then you got on in his live and you said something in the comments, and I started observing. I'm like, let me see what he about. Okay, cool. Okay, he about his family. That was one of the first things I
Yeah.
think I've noticed. I know how to rock with people that have families because we here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Already, you look like you're about your business. You ain't doing too much. I looked at your follower account. I'm like, oh wait, he got people saying his name and his follower account ain't that crazy. To me, to me, that means you hold so much value beyond your numbers. I'm just being honest with you.
I appreciate it.
So, like when I looked at that, like sometimes you get people that got 160,000 followers and don't have. They don't, I'm not trying to call people out. I'm just saying that they don't. It's not much they bring to the table, but just content. That's it. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, cool. And then, what was the last thing? I seen something else. Yo, you went live. And I was like, let me get on this live. And you started talking. I was like, you know what? Let me connect with him for real. I started to see where I'm at in my business. I started reflecting. I tried to see, wait, am I a lone wolf? I probably am. I got some bad habits. I probably do. Did I get comfortable? I probably did. I most likely did. You know what I mean? Like I started like, nah, I probably need to get my business together, on some real. So yeah, we talked and all of that. And I understand that you're saying hope, right? And that is true. That is true. But also not only just hope, but I think mentorship is very important is because of the fact that it helps you on a personal level improve and also your business. It helps you develop. You have somebody that helps you train, motivate, coach, and inspire. If that's not all the things, I feel like that's the complete opposite of what not to have. I think we all need to get on this boat. And once I
Yeah.
realized that this is what I need, like I know I need help. I know my business need help. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna, sit in this chair and be like, oh, everything cool. Nah, everything ain't cool. Like if
Yeah.
everything was cool, I mean, I think me and you will still connect, but it'll be on a different angle. But what I'm trying to say is that I feel like we all want to get to this place. We all want to improve. I will hope. If you once you feel like you stop caring about growing, then I feel like we need to start shifting because now you need to tap into something else. But develop. Everybody wants to develop. Nobody can't stand training, but what does training produce? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
What does it produce? It produces success. It's always great when somebody motivates you. Like when I go to the gym, now I've got to the place where I know how to motivate myself to go to the gym. But there used to be times where it's like I ain't going to the gym. I got nobody to go with. Just
Yeah.
because I feel like I needed somebody just to motivate me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But this is some of these are some of the things that I feel like is like very important for mentorship. And I think this is the stuff that not that Vinny that you only give just hope. I mean, I think that could be the parent company, and this is all the trickle down of of all the benefits that you get with it. But what are your thoughts on this, like this list?
Yeah, I love the way you broke that down. Improve development, training, motivate, coaching, and inspire. The one thing where mentorship really helps, right, is exactly what you said. I mean, you know, what I don't know, somebody else already does. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? And it's just a matter of finding that person. I always tell people you're going to attract what you are. You know, who you are, you can fake that. You know what I mean? But what you are eventually will surface.
will
You know
shine.
what I'm saying?
There we
And so same thing like what you were saying earlier. When I linked up with John, I seen that he was a family man. And I said, dude, I need that. Like that was the number one thing is like if you
Mhm,
can't relate to family, then you won't be able to relate to everything else with me. You know what I'm saying? Because everything stems from family. It's like
mhm,
us as the head, we're the umbrella and everything trickles, just like you were saying, right? Which is our children, our wives, our God. Everything is under that umbrella, right? And so I
mhm,
need that. So whenever whenever mentorship or whenever I sought out John, I said, look, dude, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. And here's the crazy part is that John is so far ahead as my
Mhm.
mentor. He's so far ahead, dude, that it's even to the point where I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't understand what you're telling me or why you're telling me what you're telling me. But that's the beauty of mentorship, right? And it really gets you to a point to where it'll break you, it'll shape you, it'll mold you, it'll grow you, it'll sustain you, and all of the, the list that you had up is very important because a
Mhm.
lot of us, what we
Absolutely.
tend to do is yeah, it'll improve you, it'll develop you, it'll train you, motivate you, you know what I mean, it coaches you, and then most of all it definitely inspires you. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I don't want to be like John. I want to be a better version of John so I can make my mentor look just as good. You know what I'm saying? You understand
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? So
Yeah.
so it and like I said, I don't want little robots running around that are Vinny's, but I want to be able to give a great foundation and you can build off of it. You know what I'm saying? And so when I don't have what I'm looking for, that's when mentorship comes in. If you're
Right,
struggling to on certain situations in your business, that's what mentorship is for. If I
right,
don't know it, I'm going to tell you I don't know it, and I'm going to go to my mentor and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And then that's what mentorship does. You know what I mean? It
right,
helps
right,
build you, man, and it develops you. It really, really, truly does develop you. And the byproduct of having good mentorship is that now people can start to live in your overflow. You know what I mean? They live
right.
and they, okay, so watch this. I always give this example. I'm going to give you this one. Um, Everything comes in phases and waves. Everything does. A new
Mhm.
clipper drops. Boom, it makes a splash. But the part that people don't realize is the ripple effect is after the splash, it'll slowly but surely is going to die out, but you're still going to have the ripple effect. You make
Mhm.
a big decision, boom, it's a big splash. You're going to open up a shop, huge grand opening, cool. Now the ripple effect. Now you got to pay the bills. You got to make sure you got booking systems. Got to make sure you got SOPs. You got everything that you need. Now you got to deal with people's personality. It's the ripple effect. Well,
Mhm.
while everybody can make the splash, I want to be the water no matter what. You can come in, make a splash, make all the noise, have the ripple effect, but I'm still going to sustain and maintain myself. And I'm
Mhm.
going to be so good at what I'm going to do that you just know that when Vinny's name is mentioned, it, you can't help but to you're just going to be in my world. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? That's what good mentorship does. That's my goal when I mentor people is I want you to be a part of something that is so good that no matter what comes, what big splash, no matter the waves, the ripple, the current, the seasons, I'm the water. You're still gonna be in my world. You understand
No
what I'm
matter what.
saying?
Right.
No matter what, it's still gonna have to go through me. It's almost like Anderson Wall. Okay,
Mhm.
all of these new clippers can drop, but Anderson Wall is still the goat. I don't care how you want to
Uh-oh.
skip.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're going the comments is coming.
Yeah.
The comments is coming, yo. I'm trying to tell
You
you
know
right
what
now.
I'm saying? It's just, the American made clipper and this. Yeah,
Mhm.
can't nobody beat it. It's still American made clipper. You know what I'm saying? It's still
Mhm.
maintaining, it's still sustaining, no matter what, even through pandemics and all of that. And this warehouse was still open, still employing most of their employees because that's just the nature of being a giant in the industry. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that's my point is that waves can come, ripples can come, but whenever you have good mentorship, man, you can stand your ground, you can weather any storm, you can go through a number of things. And then most of all, now John, whenever I mention John's name and people don't know it and they start to see what he does, they'll be like, oh man, he ain't that serious. Well, that's because he's already 10, 15 years ahead of everybody.
Mhm.
You understand what I mean? So like
Mhm.
even in my point where in my shop we run a commission shop, we did $2.1 million last year. People are like, what? What are you kidding me? Well, we've been making millions of dollars. I
Mhm.
don't need a follower to verify me or to, you know what I'm saying? All I do every now and then is I'll just go on a little blast and stuff to help inspire people that mentorship works. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
To help develop people that mentorship works. And then by transparency builds trust.
Right.
Transparency always builds trust. So that's why I'm not afraid to put my numbers up. That's why I'm not
Mhm.
afraid to show that it can be done. And it's not because I sit here and beat my chest. I don't even have that big of a following. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Before
You
this,
care
bro,
about
I
results
just hit.
than the
Yeah,
following. You care about
yeah,
results.
it ain't about my following, it's my business. So
Mhm.
mentorship, to your point, all of these things, mentorship is so important, man. And it's very important that you seek spiritual mentorship and business mentorship. You know what I mean? To develop you spiritually and as a man in general. You know what I mean? Especially being a leader.
Right. So now it's crazy because the next slide just goes right into what you just said because these are all the things I really feel like when you are seeking. Vinny is a mentor. I'm just gonna let y'all know that now. And these are some of the things that I was seeking. And of course, I spelled discipline wrong. I see it now. But these are some of the things that I was seeking when it comes to who am I going to allow to help me direct or help me enhance the areas that I'm weak in. You know what I mean? So as you just said, you need to know who's who on the personal side and the business side. So alignment, you have to understand that when you are seeking out a mentor, you have to make sure that you are aligned. You have the same kind of vision, same goals, same aspirations, and all of that. You got to know that they are intentional. And intentionality, you have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined, and you got to test people's character respectfully. Test minds. Like everybody got, you know what I mean, test each other's character to really see where they're at and who they really about and stuff like that. And I already know Vinny, he's all about helping people. I'm all about helping people. So
Yeah.
to me, there was a lot of checks that just checked off. Like, you know what? If there was somebody that I was going to definitely mentor me, I would not even think to go on nobody else but Vinny, to be honest. I seen what he did for everybody else, and that's cool. But I have my own checklist, to things to make sure that are we aligned on certain things, certain matters. Is he intentional about his results, which he is. He's definitely disciplined. My man wakes up at 3 o'clock, and his character, calm, cool, and collective. That's me all day. So for me, this checks out all my, everything. So when it comes to mentorship, don't just hop in with anybody and everybody. Make sure you do your due diligence to say this is somebody. And trust me, I'm only reason why I say this because there's a lot of people that I know about that I can't say that I look up to, but I respect. And let's say they wanted a mentorship program. There's some that it's like I'm cool with them, but I don't know if I really will let them mentor me in a sense because they might check off two of these or three of these, but not all four. So when y'all are doing when y'all do get to that place when you're looking for a mentor, make sure that it checks all the boxes that is a necessity for you, foundational and also your weaknesses. What you was about to say,
I,
Vinny?
yeah, no, I agree 100%. There's a lot of people that have information but no
Mhm,
facts. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of head knowledge, but they don't produce results. They have a lot of followers, but they don't have numbers. They have a lot,
mhm,
and that's not throwing slugs at anybody. That's just what it is. And
mhm,
and the number one thing that kind of I'm just gonna be honest, it kind of gets under my skin. To be honest with you, is when somebody that doesn't know me be like, "Yo, that's my mentor." Like, no, I inspire you. I don't mentor you.
mhm.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And
right.
and it's
There's a
okay to
difference.
to inspire you, but I don't mentor you because you couldn't
Mhm,
handle my mentorship. You just can't. I know there's just you see, I interview people too because I need to know that we are both in alignment to where we're going. We
mhm,
have when you have a goal, most people see from A to Z, but everything in between is what matters. And
mhm,
most of the time, people get lost. They just see the end result Z, but they don't know how to get there. John Maxwell teaches intentional living. So, what we need to do is be intentional to get to B, B to C, C to D, D to E. And then before you know it, now we're intentional, and that gap to Z is a lot closer than what it looked like before. And a lot of people just see the end result and say, "Man, I aspire to be like you, but you don't want to be mentored by me. You don't want to be
mhm.
mentored. You don't want to pay the money to be mentored." That's why the
Right.
price that I charge is what I charge, because if you really want to know somebody serious, hit them in the pocketbook. Let's see how serious you are. And that's
Right.
how serious I take it, because anytime I joined any mentorship, anytime I joined any person, I told them, hey, I'll buy and I'll fly. I don't care what it costs me. Just, I need you to understand that that's how serious I am about you investing into my life. That's how much I've already studied you. I looked up to you.
Mhm.
Or I look up to you. I aspire to be like you. I want to learn these ways that you have. I want to learn these business models. What is it that I have to do? I will buy and I will fly. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick story. There's this spot barber shop in Florida. JC Padramo is one of the owners. It's two brothers. They got like 20 locations in Florida. They've been on Forbes
Mhm.
magazine. I mean, they've been everywhere. And I reached out to him and I said, look, man, I'll buy and I'll fly. I don't care what it looks like. You tell me and I'm with it. Well, I didn't get no answer. And I
Mhm.
said, well, maybe he's busy. It is what it is. I reached out again. I said, I'll buy and I'll fly. And then immediately they got a hold of me. And I was like, what the heck? And they said, hey, JC said he wants to talk to you. And I was like, who the heck is JC? I don't even know it. I don't know. I don't know
Right, they
who
start just
JC
giving
is.
you the regular name.
Yeah,
They
it's
start
just
giving you the
regular
regular name.
JC. Who's JC? So I
Mhm.
Googled JC, and it winds up JC Padramo is one of the owners. And I was like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. So I get on the phone with him and I said, look, man, they gave me his personal cell number. I copied and pasted the message that I put on his Instagram and I
Mhm.
sent it to his cell, and immediately he called me back. And he says,
Mhm.
hey, bro, let me tell you why I called you back. I said, why? He said, you know how many messages I get of people telling me the same thing, that they want to be mentored, they want a conversation, so on and so forth. He said, but dude, nobody has ever offered to buy or fly. And I told my team, this is what he said. He said, I told my team, if this dude hits me back, you make sure he gets my personal cell phone number.
Mm.
Hey, check it out, bro. I hit him back that day, right? And immediately they gave me his cell phone number. Immediately he called me back when he got the message. And still to the day, me and JC, like, I helped him with a lot of little projects that he's doing and so on and so
Mhm.
forth. And I said, JC, man, look, you got everybody in your Rolodex, if you will. You got so many numbers in your phone. You got, why me? Why
Mhm.
me? And he says, number one, he says, you're not competition, because
Mhm.
anybody that's like-minded, they don't compete.
Hold on.
Anybody that's like-minded,
I think people
he's
need to write that one down,
he's
man.
yeah.
I don't think you get that.
Anybody that's like-minded is not competition. It helps
Mhm.
elevate.
Yep.
And so he said, I appreciate what you bring to the table, so on and so forth. And then he said, number two, he says, your mindset is already there. Still to the day, bro, we talking, and because he decided to pick up the phone and look out for me. He's the one that told me. He said, Vinny, he says, are you charging booth rent? I said, yes. And he said, go to commission. And I was like, what? He said, go to commission. He said, go in tomorrow and go in commission. Literally, I went the next day and I told everybody, hey, either you're with me or you're not, but I'm going over commission. I went the next day and just switched to commission, bro. Still
Mm.
what I do to the day, because I respect him so much as I do with John. Still what I do, bro, is I show him my numbers. What we do in one location, he
Mhm.
says, bro, we don't even hit numbers like that in one location. And so whenever you get with the right people, you can't
Mhm.
be afraid to invest in yourself. You got to buy, you got to fly, whatever that looks like. And so most people, whenever they say, oh man, you're my mentor, no, I'm not. I'm not your mentor. I promise you I'm not. We just give good information. I promise you I'm not your mentor.
Right,
Because
right,
if I was your mentor, you wouldn't be acting the way you're acting online. You wouldn't be posting what you're posting online. You would have some character. You would have some better, you would be developing, you would be growing, you would be, because you're a representation of me. I can't just take anybody under my wing.
right, right. I mean, and you would think barbers know that, like, will understand that because it's just like when you do a haircut, how they leave your chair is a reputation of you,
That's it.
right?
That's it.
And I'm real critical on that. Like, hold on real quick, bro. Hold on. I see some
Yeah.
because that's me out there.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So you would think
Yep.
you would think, they will understand that. But at the end of the day, it's basically like just put your money where your mouth is when it when
That's
it
it.
when it when
That's
it
it.
comes to that. Especially if it's something that's going to help you elevate. Like
Yes.
It's gonna help you elevate. Like now, me and you, we had our conversation. It was the first call, and I told you, I was like, look, I gotta go to the board of directors. You know what I mean? I'm a married man, y'all. I'm
Same.
not so I go to the board of direct, but my wife was right, not that far off, and she was like, I believe in you. Go ahead, whatever you say, you got the green light. And I was just like, I ain't never get the green light that fast. I was like, you know what? This did y'all not understand when I said alignment? Like it was at the right time, right place. So respectfully, that is something that we're working towards to make sure that this can be, a healthy investment for us. So
Sure.
I'm not saying this, y'all, just to be saying this. I can already tell that, well, we when you vet each other out, that your results are going to be, you probably can't even imagine that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna share his information. I'll probably leave it in the description, but I just want y'all to see some of his information. That if that's okay with y'all, I don't want y'all to feel like whatever how y'all be feeling. But this is his page is VinnyBarbershop.net, not .com but .net. And this is the peak performance by Vinny. So he got testimonials and he has view mentorships. So if I was y'all, if y'all want to test it out, see what it even does, see what some of the testimonials are. Y'all go ahead and check his information out. He does also have Instagram, so check out his Instagram as well. Yeah, Marv. I ain't gonna lie to you. Marv said something beautiful. I didn't know about Marv. Like I know Marv, but I didn't know you and Marv connected. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, if anybody know Marv, he does an amazing job with the social media stuff. So if he's giving you respect, even more respect. I met Marv. Marv, he dope people. So
Yeah, yes.
check out Vinny, man. If y'all want any of this information, I just wanted to just plug that right there because honestly, if y'all know anything about me, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to give y'all what I know that can be beneficial, that it can be healthy to you, that it can be not just only be influence, because I really don't really care for that word because I like to lean more on impactful because
Yes.
impact lasts a lot longer than influence. So this is something I just wanted to give. I know a lot of times when I come on here, we talk about clippers and trimmers. I always have a clipper next to me. I know that's just who I am. But tonight it was more about really having the right people on your team, investing in yourself the right way. Uh, so I definitely needed Vinny to come on and talk about his mentorship program that he has. And yeah, I think that was a beautiful take, man. I appreciate you, bro. We got some people that said some stuff. Of course, we got like they were saying some comments. I
Yeah.
like this one. He says, I look up to my brother-in-law. He started his cleaning service company. He's pretty successful, got a contract with a warehouse and pharmacies.
Wow.
Role model, believer, walk his walk, also pastor. That is dope.
That's
That
incredible, man.
that is incredible. And I love the fact that he sounds like a real humble, humble person. And we need more of that. And I just really hope that we really take all this information I was given tonight because it's a necessity. See, Daniel, I respect that. You said I need help.
Man.
A lot of people have we struggle saying I need help. And I'm
Yes.
I'm a I'm a grown man. I'm not ashamed to say I need help. You know
Facts.
what I mean? So I just hope y'all really understand that. Who else have we got? Micah said, concise, you got to keep doing these type of videos. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah. Whoever I can get on here that I know that can give y'all some value, I'm definitely going to get them on. But I really feel like y'all needed to hear this. Vinny, you have anything else that you want to leave out with? Any
Man,
nugget?
thank everybody that's watching, man. For your transparency, you being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying. I want to also tell you guys, concise to it. Again, thank you. You know what I'm saying. Man, this is cool. You know what I'm saying. This is the power of
Mhm.
networking. This is the power of social media. This is the power of it. And I mean, if you guys ever do reach out to me, the one thing that I always tell people, man, is you're safe. you know, you really are safe if you reach out to me. Like, we can talk. Do I call it the kitchen? You know what I'm saying? It's what goes down. Like, it's the 5-star restaurant. You don't ever see the kitchen. The kitchen's going nuts behind that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Behind those doors, they're going crazy. They're probably cussing and screaming, and things are flying, breaking, and spilling. But at the end of the day, whenever we get ready to serve it up, we're gonna look good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you guys come in, and if we do have the opportunity to talk, whatever that looks like, you know what I'm saying? It's the kitchen, man. So you can have that moment. You could throw up. You can be, you know, 100% transparent. And the beauty of the mentorship that I have is I don't have a big team behind me, because I don't want it. I want this. I want it to be a one-on-one. I want to be able to customize it to what it is that you want, to what you're dealing with, and why you're dealing with it. And then we just peel back the onion, you know what I mean? Layer by layer, we're going to get to the RCA. I want to find the root cause analysis. I want to know what that is. Why is it? And most of the time, watch this, guys, and I share this often, because a lot of us in business, especially as men, our spouse, like you said, you had your board of directors, right? Concise. So
Mm-hmm.
immediately she buys in because she trusts you. Most
Mm-hmm.
gentlemen that are looking for help, they need help, and most of the time their wives don't really trust them. So what we do in my mentorship is, whenever I have the phone calls with you guys, the I make sure the wife is there. If you have a wife, I make sure she's on the phone, because here's the reality: is that you can lie, you can think you can lie to me, but you won't, because your relationship, your marriage will tell me everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's also going to also reflect to how you run your business. If you can't run
Right.
your house, you don't know how to run business. If you don't know how to run business, you're probably not running your house right. And so at the end of the day, this is the thing that with the mentorship is, I help, and I want to help develop us as men. And then I want to help us not only develop the trust of our employees, but I want your wife to trust you more than ever. So this way, when
Right.
we're done with mentorship, you can sit back and say, "Hey, man, I have grown as a man." You know what I'm saying? I have grown as an individual, mentally, physically,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, emotionally. And the thing is that everything that I do is biblical based. So you can guarantee that when you call me up, there will be scripture to back up everything that I'm saying and why I'm saying it. And then we coincide it into business. So, you know, if you're watching and you're that guy, listen, you don't even have to get help from me. Keep following Concise. Keep following your pastor. Keep following your mentor. Keep following the people that you feel are healthy for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if you do feel like you're ready to go to the next level, and it, again, it don't have to be with me, but don't be afraid to invest in yourself, no matter what that cost is. You know what I mean? So, you know, I hope that helps some of you guys tonight, man.
Yeah, I definitely think it did. And honestly, I mean, this is going to be up on YouTube, so you might get some messages like days and days after. So I just appreciate you, man, for coming on. Like I said, this is a little bit different. Well, I'm starting to add more people on, but I want to do a little bit of a mix, so I can really give people the value that is really out there. And some barbers didn't even know this stuff was out there. Like when I came into the industry, I'll be honest, man, I thought I was a lone wolf, and here's why. A brother, I was a brother that was in Christ, real. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't
Yeah.
shaky. I was real with that. So there's a lot of movements that I don't do. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm all about my family. My wife, she like me and her. We do this. She braid hair. I cut hair. So if you see me, you probably gonna see her somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm just I move like that. And I'll be honest, when I came into the industry, I ain't see much of that.
Mm-mm.
So there was a time of isolation for me, but I wasn't purposely being a lone wolf at that time. That was just more of isolation and God letting me know, like, okay, you gotta seek out where who you are in this industry. And once I found, I'm like, oh, okay, I can still stand tall and strong. And there is people that will connect with me. You know what I mean? Because I always tell my wife this. It's like, look, we either gonna be two type of people. We either gonna be invited to a table or we're gonna create our own table.
Yeah. Love
You
that.
know, you know what I mean?
Hit the
So
button. Hit the button.
so but you never want to be the people outside looking at the people sitting down at the tables. Like
Yeah,
it's,
facts.
it's either the two. You either create your own table or you're going to be invited to a table. And if you're invited to a table, you better make sure that table is as if like you created the table. You get what I'm saying? Like-minded individuals, and also you're not the only smartest person on that table. But so it's, it was stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad the more and more I get into the industry, the more and more I start to get into my business and really like take a step back to see like, okay, what's the real necessities that we need? That the more I start taking a look back, I'm starting to see people just pop out. And then they just shining real bright to me. And it's like, oh, okay, they really had the real value. Like they really have it. Like this longevity stuff is real. You get what I'm saying? Their
Yeah.
impact is real. They know how to impact not just a barber that knows a lot of people. They know how to impact their communities. They know how to impact their families. Like that's to me is like where success lands to me. So, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, and we definitely will be talking even more, to
Yeah.
get that set up. But I hope y'all got some nuggets for the night, and I am going to end it here. Usually, I just hop off this, and then we'll start talking about some other stuff. Now, I'm gonna end it on a hot take. That was good. But me and you definitely got to talk about that Anderson Wall. We got we got we got to talk about that. I'm not saying that they not the GOAT, but we're gonna talk about it. I mean, I have a top 5 Clipper
Okay.
GOAT, you know what I mean? And I got it
Yeah.
as Andis. So, but we definitely gonna talk about that though.
Hey,
I
real quick,
respect your take.
can I say one more thing real quick?
Go ahead.
If you're watching, shout out to Marv, man. Marv, we met just like you and I met, Concise, literally. And
Okay.
shout out to Marv. Number two, if you're watching this, I really want you to understand God will always give you a glimpse of where he wants to take you. God
Hmm.
will always give you a glimpse of where he wants to take you. You can be around millionaires. Don't despise small beginnings. That's the glimpse. You being on the phone with other millionaires, that's a glimpse. You being in front of successful business owners, that's a glimpse. You being around Clipper companies, that's a glimpse. Stop
Hmm.
taking for granted your surroundings and what's happening. Take a step back and look at the ones like you were saying, Concise, the ones that are highlighting. That's the glimpse. That's the
Hmm.
glimpse, big bro. As soon as you see the glimpse, you take it, you keep it in your pocket, and then you start to attract what you are. Remember, you're gonna attract what you are. It'll surface, and that's the glimpse, man. So I'm telling you, if you're on this live, it's not by accident. I promise you, man, that God will give you a glimpse where He wants to take you. There's a reason why you're on the phone with us and we make millions. There's a reason why I'm on the phone with you and you're involved with Clipper companies. There's a reason why these guys that are watching. I'm telling you, there's reasons, man. So always take a step back and look at the glimpse. That's it. That's all I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah, nah, we're gonna leave with that. I take that and I receive that. Shoot. I received that for myself. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Vinny, for hopping on. Everybody
Thank you,
else,
man.
thank y'all for just tuning in, man. And hopefully, Lord willing, I'll see y'all next Sunday live. If not, just make sure y'all just check out the page, subscribe. I got some videos coming, so stay tuned, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Take it easy, Vinny.
Take care, bro. Have a good evening.
You too.